back from the bowels of the Bills Mafia in Orchard Park. Matt is still alive. He made it. He had a great time, I assume. But let's hear his take on what happened.
Where do you start with these sort of weekends, right? Because you're traveling in, right? So you want to spend a few days, in the area. So like, where do we start? We start at the beginning, right? And it always starts with like the food. So, always looking for good restaurants, always looking for good places to eat. Made a return to Mulberry's and Lackawanna. Didn't have the wings. I've heard they're fantastic. But I remember going last year and almost running into, they were in the restaurant. It was like Tony Romo, Drew Bledsoe, Jim Kelly, Jim Nance, all having dinner. And I missed it because they seat you so quickly. And again, this time, like as they were seating you, I'm like trying to look around to see if there was like anybody I knew, from stardom. I didn't know anyone. So I sat down and just had a wonderful meal instead.
That's the thing about going to Mulberry's. Any day of the week, you can go and find someone associated with the Bills or football.
Yeah.
That or Barbell. You go into either one, they frequent those places.
Absolutely. So that was, then I think we, on the Sunday, then it was Bar Bill. So, now we're a couple beers in and we're, pile of chicken wings and some beef on weck and we're underway, we're underway. And, being Canadian, that's a trip to Trader Joe's. That's a trip to Nordstrom Rack. That's a trip to a few places.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, how are the wings?
Wings, I think we went with the honey butter Cajun, which came recommended, I think, the last time we spoke. And they were fantastic. Don't feel the need to get extra sauce. Don't feel the need to get them extra crispy. I think they're just right. I really do. And for whatever reason, 10 is enough.
It truly is, my man. Like, no matter where I go, I always think I could do 20 myself, and then I get like 6 deep, and I'm like, okay, I think I'm done.
Yeah. Well, we saw the plates just coming out, and I was like, some people are like, how are they going to finish those? Because I saw some 20s come out, and I was like, oh, man. But I'm in my 50s now, so.
Yeah. Some guys are bigger eaters, and they don't look it, especially around here. Like, it's just part of the culture, eating them wings till completion.
Yeah, my mind is in my 30s, but my body's in my 50s, and I'm reminded so every time I go to a Bills football game. And then, Monday came along, and off we went, parked down by Big Tree.
What time did you get there?
Like noon, 12:30. Nice and early.
Nice and early.
I mean, it used to be that my wife, she would say, was surprised by the early morning culture of tailgating. And, I think my first game was probably Green Bay with her. And it was like, we got to go. It's like 8:30. It's time to go. What do you mean we're going to have to go? And now she's the one who at noon is like, we're going, right? We're going to the game now. It's like, yeah, absolutely. We'll go.
Yeah, my fiance doesn't quite understand that reason for tailgating so long. She's like, why not just go an hour before the game? I'm like, you don't understand. Yeah. You got to be there. You got to make friends, which I'm sure you did.
Absolutely.
Did you see any table smashing?
No, we stayed up. Actually, we spent most of our time in Hammer's Lot.
Okay.
Which has the sign that says no table smashing and, anything that's going to cause insurance liability issues for the people who run that place. So I totally understand that.
It's more of just a suggestion.
Yeah. The rest of it really does come down to behavior. But yeah, easily, made friends in moments. Actually, we made friends the day before at Bar Bill. They said, come on, drop on by and meet up. And we did. And, the nicest people. Really, I just love everyone just getting together and meeting other people who are just dropping in for maybe their 1 or 2 games a year. And I don't know what it was about this Monday night game. I don't know if they're less popular or if it was just because it was Jacksonville, but the prices were lower than we paid in the past.
Okay.
But the intensity was high, and there were no empty seats at the stadium.
No, it sounded definitely.
Yeah, and it felt it, and my ears, and of course I have to use these headphones here. These are Bear Dynamics, and I had to get off the Sonys because they would make my ears ring. And so these are at a lower pitch, lower frequency. And, but I could feel my ears were ringing. I've got tinnitus. So
Okay.
that's basically where you spend the rest of your life living with this like tone in your ear, and the sound of a hum. I'm used to it. I don't suffer from it. I rather enjoy it now. But but it was extra special at the game. I could really feel it sort of press in. Yeah, I mean, listen, what was it, 47-10 in the end?
47-10.
I don't leave games early, but, there's a sure sign for things when there's 9 minutes to go and it becomes Mac Jones versus Mitch Trubisky that it's time to go, clearly.
I have one question about when you left. Were you there for the Mr. Brightside part?
I absolutely was.
That's viral on TikTok right now, right?
Yeah, actually, it was one of the things I knew we were going to talk about today. And I don't think the television audience got to.
No, I saw it on TikTok the next day.
Yeah, so it's the kind of thing I would ask. I mean, there's a few takeaways from the game. I think somebody did point out to me the crowd is very white. And if you're going to have a radio station that's going to cater to all those people, and you have to pick one song that you're going to lead the station with that everybody's going to enjoy, I think the Killers' Mr. Brightside is probably the one that you would start with. I could just see it, can't remember what was it 98.5 in Buffalo, whether it was Alice or whatever it was in the day, but it seems to fit right on that part of the dial.
It does.
Yeah.
I don't understand its relevancy as far as being the Bills Go Home song, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, I was like, what's this? Everyone's really keen on that. And by the way, a few minutes earlier, Oasis Wonderwall was playing, and that got a lot of people singing. So I don't know. Was this a first-time event that Mr. Brightside made an appearance and everyone got into it?
That I know of, yes.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know how that's officially become a thing, but according to TikTok and Twitter, it seems like that's the new thing for the Bills.
Are we aware
Mr.
that
Brightside.
This is a song about cheating?
It seems like it should be the Patriots song.
Well, I thought of that, but then I thought about that. And then a second thought, I thought this thing Bills fans have felt a little cheated by things over the years, and not necessarily by any one person, one thing. It's just, I think, just cheated about the way our relationship with the Vince Lombardi Trophy has panned out over the years. That's what I think it is, and I think that's why people feel it.
Yeah. Now that you put it like that, yeah, it makes sense. It does. It caught me off guard because I saw the clip and you had all 11 guys on the field dancing and singing to it. And you could hear the crowd singing it. And I'm just sitting there at work. I'm like, what is happening?
Exactly. I just thought, well, I mean, if you're ever gonna dance, 47-10 is probably the right score where you're gonna be able to pull out the air guitar.
Oh yeah,
Mac Collins pulling out the air guitar, and that's when the band gets formed. I mean, fun stuff happens when you got nothing to do and things are going well at work. Hey, what do you want to do in our off time? Let's start a band.
Yeah, Dalton, you're on vocals.
That's
He was in, I don't know whose face he was in, but he was just singing the song in the dude's face, and I was crying, laughing. Like, this team is just a bunch of grown children that are really good at football.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if we wanted to just talk serious football here, it's always fun. You get the national game and then you get the reaction the next day. Let's find out what Dan Patrick said. Let's find out what Colin Cowherd said. Let's find out what Rich Eisen said. Most of them spent 7 to 10 minutes talking about, in the case of Colin Cowherd, he talked about falling in love back with the Bills after he falls out. He's willing to try them one more time. I think it's a great thing to talk about on the radio on Monday after the game. However, Arizona, Miami, and Jacksonville, I think we expect to win those games. Maybe the Miami, we don't really know what we get every year. They can keep it close, but I think we all know what happened with Tua, the concussion, and the whole thing went down for the drain for them in that one game. But this should be, you look backwards, it's not like we beat anyone significant. I think it's the next three that are coming up. Those are the ones that I'm like,
Yes. You see, I look at the Bills-Ravens game. Obviously got Lamar Jackson, 59 for 90, 702 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. But then you look at Josh, 54 for 72, 634 yards, 7 touchdowns, crisp 0 interceptions.
Yeah.
We've never seen this out of Josh Allen. Now, normally, he leads in touchdowns, but then he also leads in most turnovers. But I know we're only 3 games in, but it seems like he's playing this game at an different level now.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to worry about I know we've talked about it, but the drama of Stefan Diggs. All respect to Stefan, too. Like, I hold no grudges against that man. But Josh no longer has that pressure of a number one receiver that he feels forced to get the ball to. He can spread it out, run it when he feels he needs to run it, give it to Cook when he needs it to give it to Cook, air it out to Kincaid, air it out to Shakir, air it out to the rookie who got his first touchdown on Monday night, Keon Coleman. I feel like it's more of an ease type feeling in that team now.
So that was 10 receivers, 10 people caught balls on Monday night.
Was it 10?
10. So it's nice to have it spread all the way around. Makes it harder to determine who's going to get the first touchdown. It changes the odds, but I will say I got it right. I did say James Cook for the first touchdown. Got that right. Very happy with myself. $2 Canadian paid back something like about 12 Canadian dollars. And with that, I can afford half a sandwich.
How much were the beers?
I didn't have any beers at the game.
So smart. Too expensive.
I didn't. Yeah, once you started, I started at noon. So I know that's just garbage time beer when you get into that late in the day.
I hear you. Did you have some good food while tailgating?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. A little bit of everything from everyone. There was pizza, there was wings, there was sandwiches, there was lots of everything. Yeah.
I'll tell you.
And a hot dog. We had a hot dog at the game. I'm going to say the hot dog was pretty good.
What did you say?
I'll tell you. Well, this is a StubHub thing. So I want to give a shout out to the person who normally has seats. I want to say 1 and 2. Anyway, seats 1 and 2 in section 110 of row 27.
Oh.
Who didn't get us the tickets through StubHub. So we bought them, and it was confirmed in the day of the game. We still have no tickets. So that was a phone call to StubHub to say, where are our tickets? And they said, well, we tried to reach the person. Here's the equivalent for what you paid. And so they offered us a bunch of stuff in the 300s. And I didn't find, they say, well, we're going to get you comparable tickets. No, they give you the comparable price of what you paid 3 weeks ago. So anyway, that put us in 125 in the end zone. It doesn't matter. I was totally happy.
Opposite of the tunnel, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were under the jumbo.
Yes. Is that where the jumbo was? It was behind me, was it?
Yeah. You couldn't find it, could you?
Good. I didn't miss it. I guess I didn't miss it. Funny. I don't spend a lot of time looking backwards.
Well, yeah, especially if it's behind. It's one thing if it's to your right or left where you could just go like this.
Yeah.
But if it's behind you and the game's happening in front of you, who's going to go like this?
Yeah. Well, and it brings me back to another football game I went to a few months ago in Madrid. Real Madrid, esteemed, noted football club in Madrid, had no video scoreboard and don't need one.
At all?
Yeah, at all. The game's always going and the people all know what's happening. You don't need one. And then a few months later, after I came back to Canada, they did put one in. So I'll check out and see what that's like. But by and large, they don't need one when the game is always moving and everybody knows what's going on. It's quite nice. I understand it in American football. You need to have something to do between the TV timeouts.
Those TV. Honestly, I didn't feel like there was many timeouts or breaks during Monday night's game.
Well, they posted on
pretty fast.
Up there it says media timeout, and they'll count it down. Quite nice.
Yeah, it is nice. And I'm sure, obviously, you're still talking to the people around you. Everyone's chatting, going to the bathroom, getting concessions.
Yeah, I had a Jacksonville fan in front of me. He did not get out of his chair once.
Please tell me, was it the guy that had the wig on?
No, it wasn't that guy.
Have you seen that guy?
No, I haven't.
They showed him in the third quarter, right around when the Bills scored the last touchdown.
Okay.
And he was just sitting there, the look on his face, pure sadness. I've never seen someone look so sad in my life.
I will go and look for that for sure.
I'll try and send it to you. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like I said, at work, let's see it.
This is somebody in the bathroom. That's the Jaguars fashion. So some sort of, they're all wearing the leopard skin, right?
Leopard skin jacket. Yeah. Right. Looks nice. Looks like a cool jacket. I will say that. But to invest that much money in your 0-3,
So, I think the first thing that came to my mind is this really, are they that bad? Because, when you start to run the score up like that, are they that bad? I mean, I think I should probably go and place a bet. Maybe Jacksonville wins gets to the playoffs. I don't think they win the division. The drunk me, who had beer inside me, said, oh, they're going to win the division, so I'm going to go make that bet. And then people were like, I don't think you should.
yeah, I would hold off on that one.
Yeah, but to make the playoffs, to make the bet now might
Maybe.
maybe.
I mean, it's still early.
Yeah. I think I did that a few years ago. I think Jacksonville was sucking, and then they picked it up and made a run. It was that year that I think they came back and beat the Chargers in the playoffs, and I had made a nice, significant little bet. When I say significant bet, I mean $10. I'm a big spender here.
Listen, I don't do any more than 20.
Exactly. But it's, I won that one. And I think at 0-3, I mean, what 0-3 team is going to go to the playoffs? I think Cincinnati has a harder road than Jacksonville to get to the playoffs this morning.
Yeah, their schedule looks pretty tough coming up. But Buffalo's, I mean, we got Baltimore on Sunday night. I'm excited for that one simply because, I mean, Baltimore's 0-1 at home right now. They're not playing as great as they can be.
No, and they can't play with the lead.
No. It's like, I think McDermott and Brady are taking note of it. I don't think Buffalo is going into the game with the expectation of, all right, we got to do this, 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 and this. I think they're going into this one, then let our defense keep doing what they've been doing and feed off of that. Let Josh go out there, feel out the field. Guys are going to get open. It's just simple mathematics in that.
Can we talk about the O-line a second? Because I think that was the trouble for a number of years, was the O-line. Josh gets rushed and throws a pick. There's no running game. There's no running game because the O-line.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the O-line is really good now. It's gone from good to really good. I think it'll be a while before we can say great, but this really makes Josh's life easier, makes holes for running backs to...
It's not up the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
Every time Cook tried going up the middle, he got denied. And I'm just like, stop doing it. Just keep going to the side like you do. You're good. And every time he did, he was in.
Yeah, so, and I think the next 3 weeks, I mean, I don't mean to look past the next game, but it is Baltimore, Houston, and then the Jets on a Monday night. So 2 of those games are primetime games. A lot of people already have the Houston game circled. This feels like September's been pretty easy. 2 of the games at home. You got all these games on the road. Okay, this is big. This is big. It's a big part of the schedule, these next 3. And sometimes you don't really know what you get when you start off. Oh, Jacksonville, they've given us trouble. Oh, Miami, we always have trouble against them. We don't really know what we're going to get, even though we beat them all the time. Arizona, we could be looking ahead week 1. September, especially in the NFL, never works out the way you think it does.
No, and it's ironic that you say that because it's shockingly worked out exactly how we wanted it to work. But that doesn't say that that's how the rest of the season is going to go.
Yeah.
And like you said, these next 3 weeks really determine whether or not the Bills are here to play.
Yeah. I mean, what's the next 3 weeks look like? Is it 2-1 or 3-0?
Personally, I'll make the prediction. I'll say it's quite possible we could win all 3.
Well, you notice I didn't give options for 1 and 2 and 0 and 3. So I give you a 50-50.
I'll take 50.
All right.
I mean, but in the same respect, there's a good chance we could lose all 3.
No, there's no chance. There's no chance. There's no chance.
But I think Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator, and Josh Allen have built something. I don't know quite what it is, but it seems like the ability to systematically destroy their opponent.
Well, remember, this is year 1 of Joe Brady. We had
first full year of Brady, yeah.
that he gets to do like a whole summer. Speaking of people who, if you get a promotion for a new job and then you sort of show up and it's halfway through the year, it's kind of like, this is a little bit of a trial, but you really still haven't done the job until you've done a full year.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel that when you get a summer to sit and whatever Joe does all summer and think this stuff up and write stuff and the way you prep and come up with stuff, he's had a full summer and he's probably had some of the stuff sitting around. And it's like when you get a new quarterback in. Remember, Cleveland got Derek Anderson. And everyone's like, wow, this guy's great. But, we figured it out. We figured it out after about 10, 12 games, what it is. And it will take other teams time to figure it out. The good news is we play Baltimore early. The bad news is we play Kansas City a little bit later. They might have a little bit more of a look at what we're up to. So you can expect a close game as always with them.
I look forward to it. I just hope we have the upper hand in the end of that game for once. But we always seem to be able to handle them in the regular season. And then when it comes postseason, I don't know, they completely alter it.
Well, yeah, because you got game film, right? So you only have you get the game film, you only have to be 3 points better or 4 points better than you were before, which doesn't work out for us in the end.
No, I mean, we all are very aware of the whole 13 seconds. We're aware of the wide right that occurred last year. Like you said, the Bills most likely would have ended up losing that game anyway.
Yeah.
If you give the ball back to Patrick Mahomes with that much time left, and a defense that's notorious for letting him throw it down the field like he does.
Yeah.
That's going to be the outcome you get. But now we're looking at Baltimore. I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. Baltimore. Derrick Henry, who has a history of making the Bills' defense look stupid. We all remember the stiff arm to Josh Norman.
Yeah.
That was not an ideal moment, and it made him look incredible. I mean, he's Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is one of my personal favorite running backs in the history of the NFL. He's just a big thug-like body that could just power through you.
I seem to recall we had a game against Tennessee where we blew them out and Derrick Henry either didn't play or was shut down.
I don't think... No, he did play.
Okay.
He did play. We just shut him down.
Yeah.
That one time. Every other time we've faced Derrick Henry, it's been a running palooza on Buffalo.
Yeah.
But that was also when Buffalo had a defense that could not stop a run to save its life.
So I don't really know what to make of this game so far, and I don't think Vegas knows what to make of the game either.
What are the odds at?
Baltimore is favored by 2.5.
Really?
Yeah, with an over-under of about 46.5. So I think that's fairly interesting, to say the least.
Yeah. I mean, you'll continue to see it. Buffalo's 3-0, and I still see all the haters saying we're overrated. We can't do it. But look at the statistics. The statistics don't lie. Josh Allen is, I mean, you could make the argument say it's against 3 of the not better teams in the league. But in the same respect, look at his numbers. I'm pretty sure he's gotten the offensive player of the week all 3 weeks.
I mean, it is too Florida. All these teams are below the Mixon-Dixon line. So, what does that mean? I mean, I don't think they're built for September football. First of all, I don't even think any of them did training camp. And I'm not here to say that Josh's numbers are wrong, but this is what Josh's numbers are like when they play teams that are not ready.
That's right.
Yeah, I think that for certain. I think the Ravens will be ready. Do we expect to win? Yes, we expect to win.
I think it'll be a closer game than what we've seen the first 3 weeks.
Yeah, this is going to be within 3 points. Vegas says so. With 2.5 points being the spread. With that said, I'm very happy to take the Bills right now. In fact, I might even put down one of my mega bets of $10.
Do it. $10. Cash it in.
All right.
Put it in.
Yeah.
I will tell you though, my child predicted the score of this game. Of the Jags game. Well, he was about a point off. He's like, I say 46 or 39-10. I was at work, and then I got a call from him on his phone. I was like, "You see the score?" So
Yeah, that sounds like everybody who calls WGR. Bills are going to win for you. Bills are going to win 47-10. But here are my list of grievances and problems with the team.
right.
Everybody calls in, congratulates the team. But here's a caveat. Here's something I noticed. Here's the problem.
See, the good thing is my kid doesn't know anything about football.
Okay.
So he makes a prediction like that. I'm like, kid's good with numbers.
Outstanding.
Oh, I was so proud. And then he called me, he FaceTimed me, and he was still wearing his Bills jersey that he wore to school.
What color is it?
His is blue.
Right.
I'm a Color Rush fan, so
Yeah, I brought my blue Josh Allen jersey.
yeah.
I did see another jersey like the one I have. My other one, another blue Terrell Owens jersey.
Yeah, you see him around.
I saw one by the big tree inn.
Okay.
I think I wanted to go and take a picture, but I didn't have my jersey, so it wouldn't have made any sense.
Right.
I had my Josh Allen jersey on.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
I got my LaShawn McCoy one. I had a history. Okay. So I've had a history of buying jerseys for players that don't stick around. When we got EJ Manuel, remember those days?
Sadly,
right away, got an EJ Manuel jersey. And I should have known I bought it off one of them websites where it's cheap. I should have known that the quality of the jersey was going to match his career because the numbers started falling off.
Yeah.
And if that's any indication of what EJ Manuel turned out to be. Yeah.
I did see a JP Lossman jersey.
Really?
Yeah.
People still wear that willingly?
Somebody's got a JP Lossman jersey.
You won't see a Nate Peterman one, though.
That'd be a fun one, though, right? It's almost like if you buy the shirt, it's almost like saying all is forgiven.
Do you remember when we thought Peterman was going to be the answer?
Yeah, I guess it was a game against the Chargers. It must have been 2017. And I remember
when Josh got his first start.
Well, McDermott, I think.
Well, not first start, but his first play.
I thought Tyrod Taylor got pulled. And then we're going to go with Nathan Peterman. And then it lasted a half. And 2016, 2017, one of those years. And, by halftime, Tyrod Taylor was back in.
Yeah. He's had a rough career, too.
But Tyrod?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, if your career right now is with the New York Jets, we don't wish that on anybody, do we?
No.
So.
No. Oh, he's Aaron's backup?
Yeah. So, I mean, listen, he's a great guy to bring in to fix problems, to be he's a great backup.
Well, agreed.
So, I mean, would we ever complain if he was our backup? No.
No, I thoroughly enjoyed him, and it was under him I'm pretty sure it was under him our first playoff game in 18 years.
That's right. And we lost to Jacksonville by a score of 10-3. And
the worst game I've ever watched.
It was a horrible game to watch. And I was like, oh my God, maybe we don't want to be in the playoffs like this.
Right. It was like, oh my God, we made it, but my God, we're not good enough to hang.
Yeah.
And now fast forward, we're 3-0 going into a year where everybody thought we'd be 0-3.
Did people think we were going to be 0-3?
Oh, yeah. Oh. Just based off the whole no digs, defense isn't what it was.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, paying attention to that national audience. I mean, listen, I know that anybody who wants to make it in media needs to have a hot take on what's going to happen. But the Bills' window is closing. Is so tired now for 3 years. Every year, the Bills' window is closing.
That window is being replaced.
Dude, we are driving a convertible.
Yeah.
There's no window closing.
We're driving a Jeep Wrangler with the top off in California all year round right now.
So the people who say that basically equate Josh Allen to somebody like, help me out, quarterback in San Diego.
Herbert.
Thank you, Justin Herbert. They think Josh Allen is Justin Herbert. When you say that the window is closing, the window can close on a team like San Diego who have Justin Herbert.
I wouldn't even say the window's closing on Herbert and the Chargers yet.
No, but I wouldn't. But they think that Josh Allen is the equivalent of that.
Right.
Like Justin Herbert can have the window closed on him at some point. I don't think he can with Josh Allen. If you just
No.
you just need to give him enough. You don't have to push the boat out, although it's nice to push the boat out on players. But if you just get the right ones, this is cultural. I mean, I think going back to the very first thing we were talking about just for fun, which was Mr. Brightside and the players, on the field getting down to the song, this is cultural. They come to work and this is their work. And this is how they celebrate a good day at work. That's good. That's cultural.
I'm trying to think of a better way I would like to spend after a good day, a hard day at work, jamming with all my buddies to Mr. Brightside in front of 20,000 people.
How far are we away from getting the Killers up to Western New York to play some halftime?
Oh my God! Either them or give me the Goo Goo Dolls. You guys are from here.
Are we talking Goo Goo Dolls right now?
I mean, they are from Buffalo.
I got some.
You got Goo Goo Dolls merch right there.
I got some signed Goo Goo Dolls right here.
No way.
Yeah, I got some signed Goo Goo Dolls.
That's incredible.
Yeah, personalized to Matt.
Wow, they actually put your name on it.
Yeah, sorry, I should this is a move that I've gone through, so I have to straighten out the frame and make.
I was gonna say I kind of like the new room. Is that soundproof boarding on there? Or?
No, that's a divider that I got for $60 yesterday at some sort of off sales place at the airport, which was probably stolen from somewhere in Vancouver. But
yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, I mean, they gave me this for years of championing the band at Rock Radio. So took a while. It took me a long time before I got to see them in person because they never came to Edmonton, which is where I was based for so many years. But I wound up seeing them in Winnipeg in 2014.
Oh wow!
Warner Music was really nice and got me that.
That's awesome.
In and amongst a few other things. So don't ask me why that's here. It's all part of the move. I just surround myself with my. I know
the fact that I mentioned Goo Goo Dolls and that was just right there.
Yeah.
So this is my only piece of signed merch. So it's a Doug Flutie signed mini helmet.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, I won that at a baby shower.
Nice.
Or a diaper party, whatever you call it for guys.
I kind of feel Doug Flutie's Canadian, even though I know he's from Massachusetts.
He's got the Canadian vibe to him.
I saw Doug Flutie at a Bon Jovi concert, and he was sitting behind the drummer, Alex John Such, because Doug plays drums, and he's a big, he just likes watching the drummer drum.
Right.
And so I watched the Bon Jovi. I went backstage for the Bon Jovi concert, was side stage, and then Doug was behind the drummer just watching him play.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then, of course, I got to see him for years in the Canadian Football League.
That's true.
Yeah.
You guys don't have that anymore, do you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's still cooking along.
What? Oh, no. The Arena Football League shut down.
Yeah.
And now we got the XFUFL, whatever the heck it's called, which is honestly, I enjoy watching it. I don't watch it like hard, but like if it's on and I'm bored, I'll throw it on.
Yeah.
And watch the Brahmas beat up the sea snakes or whatever, the sea dragons.
I mean, that's the thing. That's why football in America is great. You just put it on any game and people will watch it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
As long as it's not a game of kickers.
Well, that would be the CFL. So you might not watch that.
It's just like, was it the Rams and the Patriots Super Bowl where it was 10-9?
13-3, might have finished 13-10 or something like that. Yeah, I remember that one.
So bad.
Yeah.
It's so boring. It's not fun. There's no excitement.
Yeah, I had some of my European friends comment on my Buffalo Bills pictures going, there's not a lot of foot in the football you're watching.
Oh, my. You know what? I'll let them have that. They called it football way before football was a thing.
I will say, I love it. I love European soccer. I don't watch a lot of Premier League from England, but I do watch a lot of Spanish La Liga and World Cup. I'm all in.
Yeah, same. You put on the World Cup, I'll watch every round, every match.
Yep.
But like I used to play soccer, and that's what led to me playing football and becoming a kicker. Was me playing soccer.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's great. It's a great warm up, right?
Great.
Gets you going.
And like I still have a killer of a leg on me, so like. Hey, Buffalo, if you ever want to get rid of Tyler Banks.
Well, they
I'll
did
work
bring in
for it.
2 kickers last
I
week.
heard. They need to.
Well, I don't know what Cade York is going to solve for the Bills.
He's about the same as Tyler Banks. If not
I don't
worse.
know. I mean, unless these players go and after their careers get damaged and get rehabbed. Again, I'm going back, I think, to the Chargers kicker, and I can't remember his name, but, for him to go and get, actually, I think, no, the Chargers kicker, he was on the Chargers, had a terrible time, they cut him, and then I think he went to Atlanta. So I may have my place mixed up.
Yeah, hell's his name? Is he the Asian name?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can't think of it. I can see it. I don't want to mess it up and
Young Ho Koo.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
He's not bad with Atlanta.
He's great. No, but
Fantastic.
he made changes and fixed whatever was ailing him in San Diego, and now he's doing a great job. And he also gets the benefit, knows how to kick indoors, which is big.
Yes, that's a big benefit is when it comes to like place kicking.
Yeah,
like picking your spot on the field where you want to put it.
Mm-hmm.
He seems really good at it.
Yeah,
and then his field goal kicking is not bad. But who's the Ravens kicker? Tucker?
Justin Tucker.
One of my favorite kickers. I get him every year on fantasy.
Did you get him again this year?
No. I was about to. I had him in my queue, and then 2 picks before me took him, and I was just like,
damn.
Right now, I'm, what am I? I think I'm 2-1.
So, you know my line, right? Nobody cares about your fantasy football team.
No. Neither do I.
Nobody cares, they say.
I mean, I got Mahomes.
That's, yeah. Okay. That'll work.
Well, I only got Mahomes because, all right.
Is that working for you through 3 weeks?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I got my backup is Daniels out of Washington.
Okay.
And I'm thinking about putting him in. But my cousin, every year he does this, and I should have known this was going to happen. Normally, I'm in the first 3 or 4 picks. This year, I had the last pick in the first lineup. And if you know how fantasy works, the snake draft. You go 1 through 10, or however many teams, and then 10 back through 1. So, yeah, I had the last pick, but then I had 2 picks in a row, which was great. Except my cousin who had the 4th pick took Josh Allen in the first round.
Sure.
And I'm just like, well, there goes that. And now I kind of wish I would have done that. I mean, even if I would have done that, he was gone before it got to me. And then to which I yelled at my cousin, like, I thought we don't take quarterbacks in the first round.
Is that a rule?
It's like an unwritten rule, but
is it considered to be poor form?
Kinda.
Yeah, all right.
Like, you want to stack up your running backs, receivers, and then worry about quarterbacks. So I saw him do that. I'm like, all right. And I took, I don't know who I took first. Then I immediately took Mahomes. I'm like, all right, that's how you want to play it? But he's not having a great year.
Can we talk about Sunday night and Chris Collinsworth? And do people in Buffalo really get all bent out of shape over this guy?
I hate him.
Okay, so why? Why does everybody do that?
All he does, and you can go back and watch any game against the Chiefs, all he does is praise Mahomes the whole game, even when the guy's not even on the field. He's like, Josh could throw a 50-yard bomb, and he talks about Mahomes. It's just like what are we doing? He's annoying. He's anti-Buffalo. And you could tell the way he talks about him, about anybody on the Bills. He's never sold on us, even if we're doing fantastic. He's always just riding Pat Mahomes like there's no tomorrow.
Well, what's going to happen on Sunday? Do we have predictions? First of all, I think you are right. He's the kind of guy who will tell you that there are 53 future Hall of Famers playing on the field.
And they're all Patrick Mahomes.
Exactly.
Last year, especially in the postseason, when the Bills had a game that wasn't against the Chiefs and it was called by Collinsworth, there was a drinking game. Every time Collinsworth mentions Mahomes, you had to take a shot. But you know it's bad if there's a drinking.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a Chris Collinsworth guy. I'd rather Brady call it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind hearing that game. Although Brady's performance, I do miss Greg
Yeah,
Olson.
Greg Olson was perfect in
Yeah,
the
well,
booth.
he fell into it after 3 years, and right when he's getting going and things are happening, they move him to the second team, right?
You know who's doing a really good job as an analyst? In my opinion, JJ. I love listening to JJ Watt talk.
I have not encountered that yet.
Look up some of his
Okay.
takes on stuff. He's very insightful, especially when it comes to obviously the defensive side of the ball. He's just fun to listen to.
Yeah, and you know what I like is he likes all sports, right? So he's also, I
Yeah.
think, part owner of a football team over in Europe, and I think he's looked at hockey and says, "I think I'd like to try hockey." So I think he just loves sports and athletics all at once, you know?
And I'm kind of glad you brought up hockey because NHL starts very, very, very soon.
Oh boy, I'm not ready for
Yeah.
this.
Me neither. Me neither. You know what I was just gifted?
Four Buffalo Sabres season tickets.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But no, I know it's the worst jersey in the history of the Buffalo Sabres, but it was the era in which they were freaking amazing. 05, 06. I was just gifted a slug jersey.
Nice. Well, you're going to have to wear that in the future.
I will. There's no name on it, but I don't care. I don't put names on my Sabres jerseys because those players rotate through the revolving door faster than any local woman in a Boulevard Mall.
I'm always concerned about the Sabres. I always think this is the year. And again, shout out to two goalies, one Mike, to Cully and the guys who have a podcast in the Sound Off Podcast Network. And, you know, they do a great job with the post game and they're hanging in there and they give a great breakdown of the whole thing. But I don't understand why this team just can't get back to the playoffs.
Man, it's like I'm glad you said that. So, you know how in some religions sacrifices have to be made? I formally believe that the Pagulas sacrificed the Buffalo Sabres so that the Buffalo Bills could be great.
Do you think they operate that way? It might be.
Maybe.
No, it's one Buffalo. Listen, I was there the day it became one Buffalo.
I
was there.
Nice.
And Johnny Resnick sang the anthem that day from Goo Goo Dolls. He sang the anthem that day. I remember it very well. But does one have to suffer because of the other?
Starting to feel that way. Like, think about it. The Sabres, I mean, granted, the Pagulas haven't owned both teams for as long as the playoff drought has been a thing for the Sabres. It's just, they bought them, and it is what it is. They had what they were given, you know?
I mean, maybe they understand football economics better than hockey economics.
I think they do. I mean, the only thing that I think the Sabres got going for them, and a lot of people are saying this isn't a good thing, my childhood coach is back. Lindy Ruff. I saw a little bit of the preseason game against the Penguins. Do you have any idea how nostalgic it was to see Lindy Ruff behind the bench for the Sabres? I felt like I was 12 again.
I want to see him back in a jersey playing again. I'd be fine with that. I can remember that far back. Hey, Montreal Canadiens. I got Adams division. We're Adams division. Right? Back in the day.
Dress up Rob Ray. Let him go back.
Yeah.
I've met Rob Ray quite a few times. I've had a couple beers with Rob Ray.
Is he the one who beat the crap out of the fan?
Yeah.
Nice. That's great. I saw that clip the other day. It's fantastic.
You gotta love Rob Ray.
Yeah.
Funny story about Rob Ray. So my dad used to be a prison guard up here in Western New York, and the jail he worked at had a hockey team of guards that just like playing hockey, and they had a exhibition game at Dwyer Arena where Niagara University plays against the Sabres alumni. So all the old retired Sabres strapped it up again. My dad was goalie for the jail team. And Rob Ray, I'm sitting there watching, and Rob Ray's just behind the net, poking his stick through the net, just antagonizing my dad the entire time. Good. It was a great, great time. He signed my jersey after.
These guys don't change, which is great.
No.
They'll play at any level, anyone, anytime, and do it the same way. That's fantastic.
He was just, jabbing him. Like 3 goals got counted because my dad was being distracted by Rob.
Are we ready for predictions for this weekend?
Let's go predictions. What you got?
I got 30-27 Bills win.
30-27?
With a late Tyler Bass field goal that will make everybody forget that we brought in 2 kickers last week.
I love it. I love it. I'll raise you on it. I'm going to go 37-34.
All right. So you're also saying take the over. You know what? At 30-27, I think I told everybody to take the over too, because they're only calling for 47 points here in Vegas. So they don't think that, I don't know, considering one of these teams is a cash register of points and the other one has Lamar Jackson, I think 47. I'm not much for saying we got to take the over, but maybe we do have to take the over.
I definitely say over.
I got 46.5. 46.5 actually is what I got. So
whether it's one-sided or both teams combined, it's going to be over. I don't think anybody will be over 47.
No,
like single-handedly. Baltimore has a better defense than the 3 teams we've played.
Yeah, we may just be a couple of Joes talking about these odds. Vegas knows more than we do, but remember, both these defenses are really good. So
yes, and lately Vegas has been wrong.
Well, if they're wrong, then I've been wrong too, because I'm down a little bit of dough here so far. Week 1 and week 2 are not kind. Week 3 was good to me though.
Well, that's the thing. It's the beginning of the season. You can predict all you want week 1 and 2, but no one's really has an idea of how things could shake out. Like, I didn't think the Miami game was going to go the way it did.
No, I didn't.
I hoped we would win. I didn't anticipate going like that. Tua getting hurt, an utter dismantlement of the team. Like, I didn't see that coming. And honestly, I didn't see a blowout coming Monday night.
Well, we learned something in that game, right? I think we learned a lot about Mike McDaniel, and there are moments he's just not prepared for the moment. He might have done some preparation. I'm not saying he doesn't do his homework, but he doesn't do the right homework.
Yeah,
he showed up with the wrong assignment.
Right. He did a couple weeks ahead. His homework didn't bother doing this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's a number of times where, Coach McDermott just looks miles above Mike McDaniel, who maybe can only do one side of the football and maybe only one half of the one side of the football of the offensive side. I don't know if he can do the rest.
And now you look forward to, I saw Odell is nearing his return window.
Well, that's right. That's going to be game 4, right?
Yeah, but if I were him, I don't know. Well, I mean, their quarterback situation, I've heard a bunch of rumblings that they're going to trade and get Bryce Young. Yeah. I don't think Bryce Young's terrible. I just think it's the culture around him.
Oh, I agree, but I don't think Miami's much more of an upgrade.
No, I mean, receiver-wise, yeah.
I mean, you basically got a lot of Corvettes in the garage, and you have no gas because you've got no quarterback to get them the ball.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then you look at Carolina, who completely turned it around with Andy Dalton.
Yeah, the old red rifle.
Oh my God! When I told everybody I work with, I'm like, put Andy. If you don't have Andy Dalton, grab him off the waivers. He's gonna put up points.
Is there not a situation that Ryan Tannehill goes back to Miami?
I've heard rumblings of that. I thank you for bringing that up because that was the name I forgot. I've heard Bryce Young. I've heard Tannehill. I mean, Jesus, I think Fitzpatrick could benefit by going back.
And I'm sure, and we all know Tom Brady's name has come up, but we know that's silliness.
That's not happening.
Yeah.
You got a better chance with Drew Brees than Brett Favre.
Yeah.
Brett Favre likes to come back.
Well, most of us would like for him to go away.
Yeah. All right, Green Bay. So
I don't know that I have much more than what I think is coming, which I think we do go 2-1. We'll drop either Houston. I think we're going to drop the Houston or the Jets game.
I'd rather drop the Ravens. I don't want to lose to Diggs, and I don't want to lose to Rodgers.
Yeah, I do think just don't know about. If I were to pick one that I think we are going to lose, it would probably be the one against the Jets. If you pick one that I don't want to lose, it's the one against the Jets.
Yeah, it's division. You want to keep the upper hand in the division.
Yep.
But I mean, if you lose that, then you're tied for first in the division with them.
Yeah.
Which fine, we can do that and then thug it out at the end of the year.
I have to be careful. I don't want to be the perpetual pessimist on this sort of thing, right?
I hear you.
Listen, I also took Jacksonville to cover 5.5 points. So, yeah, not good.
Hey, it is what it is. We live
Should
and
have listened
learn.
to your son.
I still can't believe you predicted that. I was mind blown.
Did you have to take him for like a sandwich or something after?
No, but I've been working. He's been in school. I mean, I'm off today, so who knows?
Right.
We'll see.
Well, he'll need to be paid. He'll need to be paid.
Yeah, his services were well earned, you know?
Yeah.
Kids, he's funny. Like we go to an arcade, and you know that one thing at arcades, it's like the wheel, and you pull the handle and it spins the wheel and it lands on tickets. He hits the jackpot every time.
He's got this roll of tickets he's got to go cash out, right?
Yes. You know how many crazy prizes we've gotten from Dave & Buster's because of him? I'm telling you, with the amount of times he's hit the jackpot on that, but multiplied by the times we've been there,
yeah.
If he didn't spend them all each time and just saved them and then went back, he could have bought a gaming console from there by now.
You know what would happen? He'd save up those tickets and mom and dad would throw them out accidentally.
Well, that's the cool thing. It's all on a card now.
Yeah.
No tickets. It just goes digital. Which, I mean, the nostalgic lover in me loves going to the small arcade near our house. It still has the coins and the tickets that roll out. But then the parent in me that doesn't want to carry that crap likes going to the places that it's all digital.
Yeah.
But, so you predicted
I got 30-27. Yeah.
I'm 37-34. I'm saying it's going to be another Josh Allen, James Cook show.
Okay. I like it.
With a little dazzle of Keon Coleman and Shakir cooked in there.
By the way, we didn't make anything about the Coleman was late for something.
I was about to bring that up. Yeah. The whole first quarter, I'm looking at the screen, like, I haven't seen zero on the field at all.
Yeah, I didn't notice it. I didn't know.
No.
Which shows I should not run the offense.
I saw it about 40 minutes after the game. I'm like, that makes sense. And you know what? I like that on a McDermott. Hold your guys accountable.
Yeah. No, that's that culture thing we were talking about.
Exactly. And I'll make another example going from the transition of Rex Ryan to Sean McDermott. Yeah.
You said Rex Ryan. I wanted to call Kim Pagula and say, please, why did you do this? This is not the right hire. No. But anyways, we did survive.
We did. But when under Rex's tutelage, I remember hearing that the locker room was full of games, pool tables, pinball machines. On McDermott's first day, he got rid of all of it.
Really?
Yes.
Cool.
Like, we're not here to play games. We're here to work on our craft and hone it in and make it right. And I love this.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going into the locker room to play freaking pool.
If I ever had a chance, and I always think this stuff up. What if I had a chance to sit down and interview them?
I want to.
And so if I had a chance to interview Sean McDermott, I wouldn't talk football. I would talk work culture. I've always wanted to talk about work culture with him. Just 1 hour. We will not talk football. He will bring up football, I'm sure. But I'll just ask work culture questions, instilling a culture into an organization. You know, what did you have to do? Did you get along? I mean, although you knew your general manager, you were hired before him. How do you manage your manager? That would be the interview I would like to do with him.
Yeah. I feel like I'd listen to it. I'd watch it.
Oh, I would love to do that. I might
That'd
put
be
in for
awesome.
that. My fear is that I would actually get it and then have to do it, and I'd be freaked out. But I would love to do it. So,
are you coming up for any more games this year?
I don't think so. Well, the Super
What
Bowl.
if, oh, yeah. That's in New Orleans. I'll see you in the Bayou.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to come out for one more, but you know what weather's like in Western New York, and I'm operating a motor vehicle going up to Toronto. It is a bit of a jaunt for me. You fly Winnipeg, Toronto, rent a car, drive down, slide in. We're getting used to it now, actually. It used to be one solid 11-hour drive to Green Bay to go watch a game. Right. Now I think we're getting into the motion of doing this and, staying at, one of the things that we like to do is stay at a really nice hotel when we go to Buffalo. So yeah, we stay at the Curtis.
It's a beautiful place. Haunted too. I told you that last time. The Curtis is very haunted.
Yep, absolutely.
I've actually got a couple contacts I've been talking to about having them on to do a little ghostly talking.
That's right. Well, I know you're right. You mentioned you're into the paranormal.
I love the paranormal, man. It's like my favorite time of year. Like if I turn the camera around, because I'm down in my lower level of the house, if I turn the camera around right now, which you can't, but if I could, I would. We have about 45 skeletons, a giant Grim Reaper statue, a skeleton dog, a skeleton cat, skeleton spider, a skeleton snake, all waiting to go outside. This is my favorite time of year.
Some people have already put it out.
I know.
It's too early. It's too early, but you're right.
I was trying to do it last week. Before, I got out of work Saturday. I'm like, let's throw it up. She's like, no, not yet. We go shopping, something totally unrelated of a purchase. And what do we see? Really nice, cheap, cool, creepy decorations. $50 later. And then she orders something on Amazon, another $30. It's like, oh my God. Here we go again. I gotta get the fog machine out. Yes, I have a fog machine.
I mean, that's a good Halloween toy right there.
So great. I'm gonna work on a dispersal system, like a tubes, so I could send it throughout the lawn, so it's not just in one spot and then disappearing. I want to see what I could do. But as far as football goes, you got anything else you want to add?
No, I think that's good. I mean, the Buffalo schedule is, they only had a couple of September games and there's one October game or no October games or something because we got the next 3 on the road. And then, it's 3 games in December I took a look at, and I know there's a few fans who are grumbling about that.
We have 1 home game in October.
Tennessee, right?
Tennessee.
Yeah.
It goes Baltimore, Houston, New York, Tennessee, Seattle, Miami, Indianapolis, Kansas City. We have a late bye week this year.
Yeah, you got the late bye week, and then I think also, though, having December games, there's people who wouldn't complain because nobody wants to come here for that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you right now, ticket prices for the 29th game against the Jets in Buffalo, tickets as low as $90.
They were as low as $75 for Jacksonville.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people don't like going to sit out in the cold for a Bills game. Sign me up. I'll go. I'm fine with it. I love the cold. I love the Bills. Yeah, looking at the rest of the schedule, I'm excited. The next 3 are going to be a test. Tennessee, I feel like I really don't want to jinx it, but that could be another Jacksonville game.
Okay, we're looking too far ahead. I don't think this is allowed.
I know. I'm going to stop.
That's not allowed.
I know. San Fran. Okay, I'm stopping. Nope.
Stop.
I am. I exited
next 3, next only. We won't go past that.
I exited out.
Yeah, all right.
But with that being said, I'll see you next week.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for doing this every week.
All right.
I love it. Let's end it. And as always, this has been Screen Squad. I'm Kev with Matt. Thanks for watching. Go Bills.
Go Bills.